Hello, everyone, and welcome to Front Row, a turning point. I'm Leon Bibb. This August marks the 18th annual National Black Business Month, an effort to expand support for and existence of Black-owned businesses across the country. And in this special, we will share the unique stories, successes, and challenges of Black entrepreneurs here in Northeast Ohio. So we begin our show with the story behind the oldest Black business in Cuyahoga County and the second oldest in Ohio. A family-owned company, the E.F. Boyd Funeral Home, provides a deeply important service to a community that has relied on them for 4 generations.
The grief is heavy. A woman in consultation is here for comfort and understanding. She is receiving it here. Neither psychologist or clergyman, William Boyd is a funeral director, understanding the kind of grief which comes to his Boyd Funeral Home.
There's so much emotion in the funeral business, and when somebody dies, the real emotion comes out.
E.F. Boyd & Son Funeral Home has been a greater Cleveland mainstay for 117 years. Begun by Elmer Boyd in 1905 Cleveland, when the city's Black population was small but needed funeral services, because historically, Blacks have used Black funeral homes. Elmer and wife Cora served the community and then handed the business to their son William. He and his wife Mary marked Boyd's second generation. In the 1960s and 70s, their children, marking a third generation, followed into the family business.
I thought about it and I said, well, what the heck, I'll try it out. And I've been trying it for almost 60 years.
Headquartered at Cedar Avenue and East 89th Street, the funeral home was a key establishment. Marcella Boyd Cox was a part-timer at age 19. A few years later, she was a full-time funeral director, helping clients deal with death.
All the issues in the family, all the tension in the family seems to rise because there's so much pressure. My job is to channel all that energy and then kind of bring people together, at least for that peace.
Tragically, some deaths are cases of killing. Every victim killed leaves survivors suffering. End results come here. E.F. Boyd has launched a campaign.
The funeral home has taken a stand against the killing which so often peppers our society. Through its billboard, it pleads for the living to stop the violence.
Stop the violence to face the mourning. Well, if there's violence, you're going to have mourning in the next morning.
Billboards emphasize the value of life.
And then you've got, like they said, you got generations of people who are passing this grief down.
To help the community, yeah, to help the community.
Has that remained the same? Is that still the philosophy?
Yes.
What Elmer and Cora Boyd began in 1905 continues into the family's 4th generation.
We are still holding on for all these years.
That's a story on the E.F. Boyd Funeral Home. A personal note, I can tell you I've known about this company for a long, long time. In fact, one of the members of the 3rd generation, Marina Boyd, I met on the first day of kindergarten. That's how long we have known each other. Well, moving on right now. Historically, Black entrepreneurs have faced systemic barriers to success. So Glenville's Glen Village Incubator was designed to address some of those issues, providing aspiring entrepreneurs a place to test their ideas, receive training and mentorship over the course of 2 years. 3 News contributor Chris Bibb spoke with 2 of those business owners about the ongoing challenges and pride they're finding along the way.
I've been an at-home mother for 7+ years. So I'm like, okay, Lord, if you're giving me the opportunity to come outside the house and work in the public, I'm bringing everybody with me.
The Glen Village Retail Incubator gives Black businesses a state-of-the-art physical space and a strategic location in Cleveland's Glenville neighborhood. Jewelry store owner Brittany Lee Matthews speaks on the journey that led to her business, House of Bejewels, being one of the selected shops.
My daughter, who's 9, I really try to instill in her that you can do and be whatever it is that you want to be. So that's why I started this business. So I knew about the whole Glen Village even before it opened. I did go through a rigorous process where the board interviewed me just to make sure that I was a good fit for here. I'm very thankful for this space.
And for Karen Ross, owner of Cleveland Cold Brew Coffee and Cafe, Black business in the Black community is important.
I grew up in a neighborhood similar to this, and to go from seeing us owning businesses to us not owning businesses and other people coming into our communities and taking over. It's very special to me to be a Black entrepreneur in a Black neighborhood that's on the rise. This is almost like sacred ground right here. When we first started, it was before the pandemic. We opened in January of 2020. And then, of course, we got hit with the challenges with the pandemic. You know, by the grace of God, I'm still here. I was able to take advantage of a lot of federal funding that was available for COVID.
But even with federal backing, support from the community is the most needed aspect.
It's been a roller coaster ride, to be honest. Some months are really, really good. Some months it's just like, is this thing on? From what I understand, when Glenville first opened prior to the pandemic, it was like the next best thing. And now we're just making sure we raise awareness and just trying to get people back out.
I think we, our own people, we need to continue to support our businesses. We can't leave it up to the allies or other people. We need to support our own businesses. And we as businesses, we have to earn that support. We have to be professional. We have to give a good presentation in order to have people come back and patronize us.
Less than 10% of restaurants nationwide are Black owned. But a growing fast casual dining concept is spreading Caribbean and West African flavor from Detroit to Cleveland. Our Isabel Lawrence shares how Yum Village honors one family's roots through food.
All right, happy Tuesday, Tasty Tuesday. How you doing?
It may have been a Tuesday when we stopped by Yum Village.
Do you like sweet peppers?
But at this Afro-Caribbean restaurant on CSU's campus,
And what sauce for the chicken today?
every day is tasty.
Our food is living up to our name.
And for Karsai Ihintugi, food runs in the family. His father even ran a food truck.
My dad's Nigerian, so we grew up eating all the lovely cuisine that you're going to see today. West African descent. We have a Caribbean, Jamaican background as well, so pretty much love eating this type of foods.
Karsai's brother Godwin took over the family business and opened 2 brick-and-mortar locations in the Detroit area. And about 8 months ago, Karsai took the concept to Cleveland.
We're slowly spreading that word of the Yum Village taste and cuisine.
Cuisine that's comprised of a mix of flavors and origins, pulling from the African diaspora to create something that celebrates key cultural dishes like
Agusi, which is made with stockfish, smoked herring fish, and codfish. So it's a fish-based soup, very popular. And then we have another very popular one for vegans. It's called mafe, which is a peanut and tomato vegetable-based soup.
these hearty soups paired with a staple of West African dining.
Fufu. And fufu is a plantain-based enriched flour that we use. And you pretty much just like a doughy substance that you use to eat with your soups and stews. So this is something that my dad used to make for us all the time.
Yum Village stays true to its Afro-Caribbean roots.
Our main ingredient that we grew up eating is Cameroon pepper or alligator pepper.
While also appealing to a wider audience.
So we have garlic barbecue, mango curry.
Their fast casual style lets diners choose how adventurous they want to be.
So this is, I would say, Caribbean vibe to it, but it's more of an Americanized twist. So you can eat some of the concepts that you're familiar with, but make it more palatable for the average taste palate.
Luckily, my palate is always willing to try new things.
Can I eat now?
I dove into the fufu with my hands, the traditional way of eating it, and dipped it in the mafe.
Go all in.
Gotta go all in. If I'm here, I'm doing it. It's a great little vehicle to soak everything up. Let me tell you, this is good.
Then jerk chicken with jollof rice and plantains.
It's a winning combo.
Flavors that trace the Ihintugi family tree, celebrating each twisting leaf and branch of generations past, the countries that shaped them, and the new ways they continue to grow.
Even if you don't speak someone's language, you can speak to them through food.
Sharing his unique culture and cuisine with everyone here in Cleveland.
All right, appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of this lovely Tuesday, and we'll see you soon.
Kiara Cotton of our staff brings us another mouth-watering segment highlighting an event held recently The Taste of Black Cleveland. 20 local restaurants prepare their signature dishes, from barbecues to vegan food. This annual food showcase gives these businesses something important that helps them survive: exposure.
Tonight is one of those nights where the food is amazing, the spirit of the city is alive and well, and it's being showcased at every single stand that you go to. And so enjoy this moment. This moment is for all of you.
In its fourth year, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Cleveland NAACP, the Real Black Friday, and Airmark joined forces to host the Taste of Black Cleveland at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, putting nearly 30 Black-owned businesses in the spotlight.
A day like this, you may think it's 4 hours, but it can be life-changing to these businesses.
One of the people leading the charge in supporting Black businesses here in Northeast Ohio is Larice Purnell, founder of the Real Black Friday. Purnell started the initiative 7 years ago to help elevate and support minority-owned businesses, which have faced even more challenges over the last few years. According to NerdWallet, nearly 60% of Black-owned businesses said the financial health of their business was at risk during the pandemic.
For these businesses to still exist is very powerful. So we got to play our part to make sure we go through their doors to make sure they continue to exist. We all know sometimes they don't get the same access to resources as far as marketing is concerned, people being aware they even exist.
And that's where events like this one come in. For Shireen Bradley, who owns Vegan Vibes, the event's exposure is helping her prepare for when she opens her storefront early next year.
It's a wonderful opportunity for my small business to be seen, and again, I'm opening a brick and mortar, so this is great exposure for me. I am so honored to be here.
And she's not alone. Jeremiah Perkins, who co-owns U-Jerk in downtown Cleveland, says that reaching a broader audience is key to business growth.
There's a lot of restaurants out there that are Black-owned that not a lot of people know about. So it's just really our chance to kind of get exposure out there to the city, to kind of bring us to those individuals so we can expand.
And expansion isn't possible without help from one another.
Friendly competition once again, but everybody's here to help everybody explore different restaurants, expand our mindsets, but more importantly, get together for one common cause.
And that common goal is support from all of Northeast Ohio.
I like Black Box Fix. I've been to Bike Creole before, so looking forward to getting to those, but otherwise just looking forward to trying everything that they got here.
The Taste of Black Cleveland event is a shining example of all that is possible when we work together as a team.
Collaboration over competition, the more we work together, all in, like the Cavs, their theme was, the better off our community is gonna be.
Kiara Cotton, 3 News.
And now we have the story of a Cleveland lawyer who was able to grow her law firm in spite of pandemic hardships, notably because women of color only hold 3% of leadership positions in law firms across this country. 3 News reporter Danielle Wiggins introduces us to Arlisha Wilson, who has carved a name out for herself as the Peoples Esquire.
And I'm going to get the porch painted and everything.
For Brenda Starks,
See, I just got a new roof.
the path of returning to home ownership is connected to the evolving dream of the woman who helped her through the process, her lawyer, Arlisha Wilson.
So where would you be without Arlisha?
Homeless.
Attorney Wilson, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Wilson is a real estate and bankruptcy attorney who calls herself the Peoples Esquire.
I service everyday people who have everyday struggles and who just need the help.
As a young girl growing up in Cleveland's Buckeye neighborhood, she dreamed of becoming a judge.
I figured, all right, if I'm going to be a judge, I've got to be a lawyer first.
In 2017, Wilson earned a law degree and a master's in urban planning from Cleveland State.
Congratulations.
The next year, she passed the bar and was licensed to practice in the state of Ohio.
And I will abide by.
And I will abide by. An emotional accomplishment for Wilson because less than 5% of American lawyers are Black.
The Ohio Rules of Professional Conduct.
Wilson started her own law firm and began working full-time at the business in January of 2020, 2 months before the COVID-19 shutdown.
I probably lost about $7,000 in revenue for the month of March, and I was like, what did I just do?
But then came the jump start she needed.
The $10,000 winner is the law offices of Arlisha Wilson.
Oh, what do I say? Thank you.
An organization helping business owners called Jumpstart awarded Wilson the grand prize at their Fall 2020 Entrepreneur Showcase. She delivered the winning pitch after participating in their Small Business Accelerator program.
It was just affirmation that my vision was something that people could stand behind.
And that brings us back to Brenda Starks. After losing the purchase agreement on the home she was renting to own, Starks hired the Peoples Esquire to help settle a financial dispute with her landlord.
And Arlisha was able to come in, produce all the paperwork that I had, and we won our case.
Making Starks one of the close to 500 legal matters Wilson has handled since starting her firm.
Dreams do come true. You don't have to have it all figured out. You know, you could be imperfect and still live your dream.
We encourage you to celebrate Black-owned businesses all year long. You know, you can visit WKYC.com to learn about even more places to support, and you can watch more from our ongoing A Turning Point stories here on the WKYC Plus app. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. For 3 News, I'm Leon Bibb.